About 2 hours ago, there was an announcement that Russia had attacked several Ukraine cities, and that has caused panic in all these, in the stock market, the Forex market, and so many charts are really selling, especially the charts of Europe and Britain. And one chart we saw that was really rising was the euro versus the Hungarian forint. So Hungary is really suffering from this war, and many prices of so many other currencies, they are really rising in Hungary. So that can show you a direct impact that war can cause on a certain country, and it can really affect all the prices of the foreign currencies in that country. So that's what's happening in the world right now, and the impact, I think, the impact is really going to be is going to affect these charts, for the coming days until this conflict is resolved. So, if charts have been moving in a certain formation, if you've been doing your technical analysis, you've been drawing your trend lines by looking at your price action setups and divergence and whatever. All that could be disrupted by what's actually happening in the world, especially if you are buying the GBP USD, Euro USD, and all those currency pairs that have those two currencies within. Then right now things have really turned around, and for a very understandable reason. So that's what shows you that fundamental analysis is that much stronger than technical analysis. So always understand what's happening in the world. Do not close and shut yourself away from what is happening in the world. Keep on watching the news and get all those updates, and just keep on being informed. And when things start to turn around with this conflict, then you'll also see a turnaround happening on these charts, and you can start buying the charts that have been moving downwards, and you can start selling those that have been moving upwards, and you will profit from all this market movement. So being informed can actually get you a lot of profit in these financial markets. Okay, so let's move to the app, the technical analysis app. We're going to be looking at only the charts that are not affected by that conflict, that fundamental event. We're going to be looking at the charts that are really, so far away from that, like, charts of Canada, New Zealand, Australia. Those charts which are not really so close to Ukraine and Russia. If any chart is being affected right now, that's a good thing about following money trails. If you're looking at any chart that is terribly affected by that conflict, then you need to know that that particular country is so close economically to Russia and Ukraine. There is no other explanation. It just, if something like that happens and it affects a certain country, then it's definitely somehow involved with those two countries. So that is something that will help you to understand how these economies are connected, and how you can watch news of one country, and certain events will affect the price of another currency. So that will help you with your fundamental analysis, and you will profit so much like that in the future when you know what events affect which countries. So let's take a look at this app. And obviously, the Euro USD, it has strong sell everywhere. It is selling. All these time frames are selling. Even the monthly chart is going down. The weekly chart, the 4-hour chart, the daily chart. Same thing with the GBP USD. Synchronized movement everywhere. Just an example that fundamental events drive the market. It's not price action. It's not divergence. It's not indicators. It's not any of these things that we do on the charts. Those ones only have impact when the market is in some kind of a free movement, where there is nothing happening in the world that is affecting it. That's when you can make some small profits here and there. But the fundamental events are the ones that actually run the market. So GBP USD selling, USD Japan. Also, you can see a chart that is not really affected. USD Japan, there's no synchronized movement there. Australia USD, USD Canada, it's buying. USD CHF. So here we have some buying movement. Let's take a look at this chart and see how it's performing. The US dollar versus the CHF. GBP USD, let's just keep tabs on it and see how far it is going. So far, 97 points, 97 pips total. On this one here, it's really falling. Okay. USD CHF, the US dollar has gained there. It has gained some. It is really buying. Looking at this, there's a lot of strong buy movement there, but that's okay. We might be at a point of resistance there, so don't get too excited about it. Okay, so looking at this trend line here, we have this trend line, and there's that previous one. It gives you some kind of funds. Okay, so we have this trend line there, the major one that came from far. There is this second trend line that dictated price around there, and so here we're going to apply more funds. We're going to use our new toy. I haven't been using this, and we shall be moving. We shall be getting others as time goes on. So, looking at the price movement right now, we have these Fibonacci funds following this trend line. So, it's giving us this support there, the 38.2, where price was supported, and if start selling again, it could move to the 50.0. You could make some very nice pips there. Okay, so adding funds to this higher area that this other trend line, maybe it will give us some areas of resistance down there. Okay, so that's where we are. So we have this area of resistance and support, which was the first one that price hit, and price is in between there, in between the 38.2 and the 50.0. Then it dropped through. This other trend line is in the exact middle of this 50.0 and the 61.8 of these other funds. And so we have a good area of resistance there, a significant area. Price is being resisted in between the 50.0 and the 61.8 diagonally. So that gives you a good area for resistance, to have it as a reference point to either, you wait for price to break there and you continue buying upwards, or if price is resisted there and then it breaks out below there, then you can have your good selling movement, probably this 38.2. If price breaks this red line, okay, maybe this yellow line to be on the safe side, you can get some pips from below there to that 38.2, maybe to the 50.0, because price will definitely be heading there. So you can get about 37 pips from that. But just keep your charts. Just keep on watching them. This war is getting even more and more intense. So whatever happens with the US dollar and those other currencies, we may not see the last of that impact right now. GBP, JPY selling, okay. Euro GBP, Euro JPY selling as well. The New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. There's a lot of selling movement there. Let's take a look at that one. NZD, USD. Okay. There it is. So, NZD, USD. Okay, there's a lot of selling movement there, but this one is a normal chart. It's not really affected by what is happening there. Doesn't look to be directly affected. Let me remove these period separators, and so here we have a clear trend moving upwards, and I think this one here qualifies to be a reversal. This one qualifies to be a very good reversal. So looking at the price action, you can first take this. You can first take the bottoms and have this trend line that is moving like that. So with this trend line here, what we expect is if price starts moving upwards, it will be resisted somewhere along this trend line in the future. If it starts buying, if it doesn't, then you can continue selling. So If this is a new trend moving downwards, then it has so far hit the 50.0, just a small tail, and now resisted at the 38.2 in this 1 hour time frame. And yeah, we can look forward to continuing to sell below that 50.0. Yeah, so other areas that can be of interest, they are quite far. I haven't yet reached these other areas. So looking at these funds, the first point is this 38.2, which is below the retracement level. That is also the 38.2. That's where the funds are. So if we're going to, it gives you some good support levels that we might meet a lot of strong support below this 50.0. When price starts hitting these diagonal lines of this 38.2, 50.0, and 61.8, they are quite synchronized. All of them in the same area. So yeah, it is we should watch out for that. And here I want really look for reasons to buy. Yeah, maybe no, not yet. I won't really look for reasons to buy, but yeah, there is good selling activity taking place there, and we've hit a support level there. If price breaks below the 50.0, then there'll be some good selling down there. Between the 50.0 and 61.8 is about 24 pips, and so on and so forth. You can load these charts and just keep on watching them and wait for those support levels to be broken. Okay, let's look for one more chart that is really synchronized. So yeah, so I'm not going to refresh this so that you see what happens here. There is no data yet. Yeah, so this app has a lot of data streaming in from so many sources, and sometimes it can be overwhelming for your device, for your computer, your phone. Yeah, so you might have some blank boxes like that one. When you refresh, the data will load. But if it doesn't load in the first time, you shouldn't get frustrated. You just keep on loading it back. Yeah, some boxes will load when they're very big like this. All this is because of when the data sometimes, if your connection is not very strong, at some point you will have you'll have boxes coming in like that. Okay, so yeah, most of them are really empty. Maybe I'll have to reload this, but it will take a long time to load. Yeah, it must be I increase the bandwidth for this so that many people can access it, but then I'll add more bandwidth sometime in the future. So I won't be looking at another chart because I don't have data loaded to support another chart and some other kind of analysis. But with this crisis taking place, it's a very good time to study what's happening, especially with Europe and with Britain, and yeah, watch those charts and see how far they can go. There are obviously some. One thing you should know is all these big countries, they have a military strategy, and they have many strategies in place to protect their economies from such events like wars. And war is really extreme. But you will notice that whenever there is a natural calamity like these volcanoes erupting, there's there are all those tsunamis coming, floods and all that. There are measures put in place to protect the economies against such things. That's why sometimes you don't have market impact coming from all these natural disasters that take place. But something like war, this is something really, war is something else. But still, there are plans in place to protect many countries against the impact of this war. So if you're watching the news, just keep on watching the news, get all the updates, and when this war starts turning around for the better, then these charts are going to turn around again to the points where they started falling or where they started rising from. And the moment you notice that price movement, then you can profit from buying or selling that particular pair. Yeah? So that is something very important to keep in mind. Do not stop watching the news. Every news channel now has something to do with that war in Russia and Ukraine. Russia has now invaded Ukraine, and yeah, people are just, it's a terrible thing that is happening. So just keep on watching the news and be updated at all times. If you have these apps on your phone that send you notifications, yeah, keep those notifications on, and you can even put there a bell or something, something to, something to just show you that, a reminder of sorts, like an alarm, to just give you the hint that this notification has come in, there has been this development in this war and whatever, and then look at the market impact on the chart, especially if the war is turning around. So that is how you will learn so much from this event, and you will know how to handle the next ones that will come in. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Have a good day. Goodbye.